So we're revisiting the carburetor again on this Troy-Bilt. I've already taken it off, taken it apart. And the one thing I didn't put in there, which I didn't have, is a new seat, rubber seat, which I had some comments made on one of the videos about how high this float is sitting up. So I didn't have a seat to put in there, and we're going to put a new rubber seat in here and see if we can improve the way this runs, if that indeed is the problem. I'll show you how we put these in there. And we're first going to take out the float pin, and then the float and needle will come out. And this rubber seat is right where the needle is. So we'll take a pin and pull this old one out. And I bought a pack of 10 of these seats for under $5 US, so these should last me for quite a while. And this is just comparing the old seat, which is on the right, to the new seat. And you install this with those ribs down into the carburetor. So this old one's a little swollen up. And you really can just take your float pin and just put this in. And then you can take a similar size drill bit and just pack that down. And the new seat is installed. So let's put in the needle and float. And the float pin are now installed. Still sits a little bit high. Let's go ahead and put the bowl on and put this back on the Troy-Bilt. And the carburetor is fully assembled now, and I can blow in air in this really good now with it down like this because there's no gas in there. And when you turn it upside down, the float and needle will close. I can't blow anything in there. So now let's reinstall this on the Troy-Bilt. And the carburetor is now back on again. And the gas line's attached, nothing is leaking, and the choke is working. So we'll go ahead and put the air filter cover back on and the decorative cover, and let's give this Troy-Bilt a start. And this will be start number 2 on our free Troy-Bilt. I got on our local Craigslist here. Went through the carburetor a second time, this time put in a rubber seat, which I didn't have in my carburetor kit last time. So let's give this a start. If this doesn't run any better, then we'll check the flywheel key. So here we go. That sounds better already. Let's see. That is sounding better. Much better. Let this run a while. It's not much gas in it. It seems to be running better. Very nice Troy-Bilt. Let this Troy-Bilt run completely out of gas and filled it back up, and it is running great. I'll let this heat up so I can change that dirty oil in it. Didn't it clean up nice? Note to self, always always replace that rubber seat when you take these carburetors apart, because that fixed this one. And we're going to do a tilt and dump of this really dirty oil. I'm curious to see how bad this is going to look coming out of here. It is really hot. And that is pretty dirty. Get some fresh oil in here. We'll check the blade out, see how that looks too while we got it up. And we're going to take a look at the blade here. And this blade looks fine. I don't think I'm going to even bother sharpening this. Feels fine all the way across. It's not shaking any. So we're going to leave the blade as is on this Troy belt. Just change this really dirty oil. Very dirty oil that came out of this Troy belt, and we're going to put the good stuff in here. So now we've got the oil changed in this Troy belt, all cleaned up, and it's looking really good. Let's give this a start after changing the oil. It dripped a little bit on that muffler, probably going to smoke a little bit. See how easy this will be to start. Oh yes, that sounds good now. It is running well. That's the way it should sound. Looks like they got something on the muffler at one point in time. Great running engine. Troy belt is ready to go. Brought it back to life. I always like these little red and color Troy belts. Very nice lawnmowers. This engine oil looks much better now after changing it and letting it run a while. It's not as dirty.